Welcome to Skypodcast,
a Spotify exclusive. Hello, one and all. And welcome to another podcast. Oh, we're gonna be closing the podcast soon?
No, we're not.
Hindi naman closing, but
We're gonna be opening a new chapter. Mamaya na kasi hindi pa rin namin naplano. So,
di pa. Pinaplano pa lang namin.
naplano pa lang namin. But exciting things coming for everyone.
Yes, and Chris moved into her new office today.
I know.
Moved back into her office.
I'm reclaiming my space, okay? I'm reclaiming my space. And I'm so happy because Scotty is so happy to bunk with Sevi. Like, he is so excited to share a room with his little brother. And Sevi is also doing so well. Like, when he wakes up in the morning and he's not alone in his room, he's with Scotty. He's so happy. And I am so happy because I can be my most productive
I
self.
can feel your mood being happier because you are like...
I finally have my own space.
Yeah.
It's just been a day, but the difference is crazy. Yeah. Kasi guys, imagine before, like, the whole day, nasa shoe closet lang ako.
Now, ang nangyari is, when we had Sevi, si Sevi was sleeping in Chris's office. So Chris had to transfer to her closet.
Which okay naman, malaki naman yung closet ko.
May naman table, may aircon, may electric fan,
But it's
all,
just,
but
I guess,
iba pa rin talaga.
iba yung vibe when you're comfortable in a space or it's conducive to working talaga.
Yeah.
So ngayon na nag-move back na ako sa office, exciting things happening.
We never realized how the house would be. Akala natin it's gonna be big. But ngayon, mas feel natin na masikip na siya.
When we moved in, you were like, oh, this house is huge. Like, there's so much space for just the two of us. And we only had one angel to help us clean the house.
Yeah.
So parang...
Two.
Two. So it was very... parang ang tahimik, ang quiet, ang peaceful. Ganun, daming space. Pero now that we have two kids and like, madami na tayo dito sa bahay.
Yep.
Ang sikip-sikip. The kids are taking over the whole house.
Yep.
But I'm still very grateful for this house, my love.
I mean, I feel like that's the trajectory din talaga. And sumisikip talaga siya because of the pandemic. Kasi dati, I never used to work from home.
Yeah.
I didn't have any work at home. Napansin mo?
You would leave the house early in the morning and get back in the afternoon.
Yeah, I do all my work in the office.
Right.
Ngayon, it's like a hybrid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think for a lot of us. And, you know, that brings me to a letter that we have for you, addressed solely to you.
Wow. Ganda ng segue natin.
Yeah, I know.
Parang sinadya.
So, this is a letter from the sky. If you guys want to send in your letters, you can send your letters at dearskypodcast@gmail.com, or you can join our private Facebook group, and sometimes we pick our letters from there. The letter for today is addressing it solely to Slater.
Wow.
Her title is, Slater, can you please do a podcast for aspiring entrepreneurs, in all caps? So she says, I'm an avid listener of your podcast for years now, and I usually listen when I'm working or whenever Slater talks about business. It inspires me to start my own. One quote that stuck with me is, quote unquote, take that irrevocable first step. I know he came up with different business ideas before Lightblock, but can he make a podcast where he elaborates on how he made it a reality and what helped him? What inspires him? How did he close his first client? I finally started my own business, but I'm currently dealing with imposter syndrome and I'm doubting myself right now and I badly need a push. So, love, take it away.
Parang dami kong masasabi when it comes to this. And the problem with that kind of question is parang it's like a wealth of information na hindi ko alam kung paano i-arrange.
Okay, so I will ask you, ala host style. Okay, as ala Q&A. I'm curious personally. I think the people are curious about all the businesses you had before Lightblock because, you know, we automatically assume na if you're successful, parang it was only, like, you only started Lightblock and that's it, right? But di nila alam yung mga businesses na na-try mo before na hindi rin siya okay.
I feel like it's like being an entrepreneur, being a business person takes a certain kind of person. Parang just like a basketball player takes a certain kind of basketball player. Certain mentality, certain physical attributes, etc. Feeling ko yung entrepreneurship. Meron ding isang klase na parang medyo restless ka. Na you really want to create something. And I feel like I would make for a bad employee because I'm always trying to like
delegate.
Hindi naman. I'm always trying to do something different and sometimes I make a lot of mistakes by doing that.
Yes.
And hindi ko mafa-follow yung thing just because someone told me to follow it. I need to be like in it. Parang dapat may buy-in ako. Anyway, just so that mas ma-expand ko lang. The whole starting a business thing started off with me just trying out a lot of things. And that's why the quote came from, like, oh, you take the first irrevocable step, is because I tried out a lot of things and I kept backing out at the last minute. So, okay, start tayo ng business. Naka-register na, naka-ganyan. And then, parang hindi ko feel.
Or natatakot ako.
Or natatakot ako. Parang, mag-work ba talaga to? What makes me an expert in this field? Like, the imposter syndrome, it was very, very strong for me at the very beginning. So, I started out. Meron pa kaming pinaplano na app and then last minute, back out. Meron pa kaming pinaplano na bar, which my friend who was a bar owner, also parang, so sakto na yun. May friend ako na bar owner who wants to partner with me. May friend ako na, may cousin ako na may location. Naalala mo to?
Yes.
And then parang last minute, wag na. It's not feasible. Parang ganyan. So, these were a lot of step forwards and step backs. But I feel like what really made me do the first legitimate business, which is Light Block, is, sige, let's buy equipment na para hindi na ako makapag-back out. But it wasn't like in the millions. So hindi siya mahal na equipment. It was just relatively small, but andun na lahat. Nandun na yung, parang, okay, nag-put up ka na ng money, nag-ano. So that's kind of like where it really, really started.
But how did you determine that, okay, Light Block is where I will take that first irrevocable step? Like, why wasn't it with the app or with the bar?
I think what happened with Light Block is parang andun na siya sa harap ko, and it was kind of like a sideline at first. So I kind of like wet my feet in that area na parang while I was being an artista at this time, pumupunta ako sa Light Block and did like little things. Pero hindi pa siya yung sinasabi ko na ang dami na namin binili na equipment. It was just, okay, trial and error. And parang hanggat sa umabot ako sa point na, okay, I'm willing to dive into this. Nakikita ko na yung potential, nakikita ko na yung possibilities. And so instead of taking a big leap from, let's say, working and then, okay, mag-entrepreneur na ako, ang hirap eh. Like a lot of people, I think a lot of people would be very, very scared to take that leap. Wala ka ng income and then lipat ka to entrepreneurship. So with this is like, habang nag-work ako, may sideline ako. And then the sideline became something and I was ready to commit to it fully. Ito yung lesson ng sinasabi ng dad ko na, okay, when you're, the biggest mistake that most people have is when, even when switching jobs is, I'm gonna quit my job because I want to look for another job. Instead of just saying, I'm gonna quit my job, but I'll look for a job first before I quit. Or I'll look for a business first before I quit. Magsa-sideline muna ako bago ako mag-quit. So that it's not that much of a commitment. And there's no panic mode getting into the next phase. So, yun yung parang to ease into the entrepreneurial journey, I would say.
Is this unfair for your employer though?
Hindi naman. Like, you're gonna quit anyways. You're not sacrificing your time being with this type of work. Let's say, for example, nagtatrabaho ka sa call center. You do it on the side.
Hustle. Like outside of the work hours.
Yes. Hindi yung sinasacrifice mo tong ano. Yeah.
So how did you know nga na si Light Block yung ipupursue mo, hindi yung mga other businesses? Like, paano mo nasabi na, okay, this business, it's not worth my time. Etong business is worth my time. How did you decide? Because like a lot of the people listening probably have 1,000,001 ideas, right? But we don't know which idea will be it for us. So how can you tell?
Like, at that time, parang it was that lang na realize ko na, okay, this is the industry that I'm in and this is something that can actually be okay. Parang mas naiintindihan ko, the bar was so left field for me. The app was so left field because I wasn't specialized in that. I didn't have any experience. I just had the idea. O sige, gawin na natin to. But yung lalim of the knowledge, kulang. And
if you guys want to hear the full episode, you can
check us out on Spotify.
Spotify.